Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to more WWE 2k19 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz, and this is Monday Night Raw. Tonight, we will see Randy Orton go one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura in a huge main event clash. Also, the Usos will take on the Hardy Boyz. But before we get to all that, we're going to have ourselves a match to begin the show with Braun Strowman. He's going to open things up, but it's a bit of an interesting situation. Braun Strowman on his way to the ring, as you can see in a moment's time. Braun Strowman tonight has requested a match, obviously in a foul mood after what happened at the SummerSlam with Randy Orton. Well, the news is nobody accepted the challenge. Not one single member of the locker room was willing to fight Braun Strowman because of the mood that he's in. Who could blame them? But nobody has accepted the challenge, so Christian, our general manager, literally was left with no other option but to find two random guys in the back and pay them a lot of money to come out here and probably take this beating from Braun Strowman. So, well, I don't think this is going to be the competition Strowman would have been looking for tonight, but it is a match nonetheless. Braun Strowman versus two guys who, well, apparently are security guards, so, you know, maybe they can handle themselves a little bit. But this will be a 2-on-1 handicap match, Tornado Tag Team rules. We'll see how they go. There's Strowman looking after security guard number one, the one with no hair, the bald guy. And now Strowman picking up the other one and scoop slamming him down. Strowman clearly in a bit of a bad mood after what's been going on in recent weeks, and especially at SummerSlam. Now the running power slam. Well, I don't think he's getting back up. He's down. And the other one is looking to get to his feet. He's scrambling. He's back. No. Don't turn around, because you're not going to like what's coming next. Strowman with the running power slam onto him as well. And Strowman will hook the leg, and he'll say, that is enough for me. Braun Strowman, well, that has to be record time here in Universe Mode. About a minute, if that, has beaten two guys at the same time. Albeit, two guys in the back who I guess are security guards, but they won't be running security tonight. Braun Strowman has beaten them down comfortably, and I hope the paycheck was worth it. No one else wanted to take the challenge, and I think we know why. Braun Strowman with a comfortable victory tonight, and this man is on a warpath to perhaps becoming the Universal Champion. Oh no, that was Randy Orton. Orton's here, and the RKO. Randy Orton is here, and he strikes. Strowman celebrating the win, and Orton decides this is the time, and he hits the RKO on Strowman, and Randy will roll out of the ring while Strowman's celebrations cut short as the Viper gets him again. Chaos to start Raw. We wouldn't want it any other way, as we'll see Sanity take on R-Truth and Kurt Hawkins here tonight. We'll see how they fare as a team. Roderick Strong, he'll face Tyler Breeze in singles action as well. Alicia Fox, she's in action up against one of the two #1 contenders coming up for Fastlane, Sasha Banks. Finn Balor, he'll face Hideo Itami in singles action as well. Itami could really use a win. We'll see the Usos, they'll face the Hardy Boyz in a tag team contest. The Hardys look at the rebound after two back-to-back losses to the Revival. And Randy Orton, we just saw him a moment ago, he'll face Shinsuke Nakamura in our main event tonight. So Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf Sanity pick up our opening contest victory. Roderick Strong picks up a win over Tyler Breeze as well. Sasha Banks continues her winning ways with the victory over Alicia Fox. Finn Balor gets it done against Hideo Itami as well. Itami just cannot get a win. And we'll see the Hardys versus the Usos. Should be a good contest here between two great teams here on Universe Mode. The Hardy Boyz have only ever lost to the Revival here in Universe Mode. A lot of questions going on about the Hardy Boyz right now. Where are they headed? As a tag team or as a pair of singles competitors? It is tough going right now on Monday Night Raw in terms of the singles scene. Guys like Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, all on the outside looking in on the championships, all wanting those opportunities. It's difficult times. So can the Hardy Boyz make the big leap, go singles, go their separate ways and have success? Or do they need to stick to what they know, what has been working for them? And that's the tag team division, because let's face it, the Hardy Boyz have been excellent. They've only lost 2 matches here in Universe Mode. They've won 11. It's an 85 win percentage for the Hardys. So clearly, they're doing something right. But for whatever reason, the Revival has just been that team. That one team that you just can't seem to beat no matter what. Usos, former tag team champions. One of those teams that they just go on a run, have success, or it just doesn't happen for them. At the moment, we haven't seen too much of them as of late, but from what we've seen, it's been 50-50. They are the most experienced team here in Universe Mode in terms of matches. Over 100 matches as a team in Universe Mode. That's pretty impressive stuff. Nobody else on Raw comes close. Only the Colognes with 67. So quite a lot of difference right there. So the Usos, plenty of time together in the ring here on Raw, SmackDown, wherever they may be in Universe Mode. They know each other very well. As we're about to see this match get underway, the Hardys versus the Usos. Matt and Jeff showing some unity to begin there, high-fiving one another, and that's a good sign that those two are still on the same page, because they seem to believe that a lot of this tension has been created by, outside sources. It's not been about those two. Never at one time have they said they're going to break up. Never have they said that there's problems between each other. It simply has just been a couple losses from the Hardys. They're looking to get themselves a victory. They're just a little bit down on confidence at the moment. Perhaps a couple losses and, it might create a bit of dissension, but they're showing no signs of it. They still believe that they are a united team. They still believe that they are potentially good enough to win those tag team titles. Well, I know for a fact our general manager, Christian, has been looking at the Hardy Boyz and looking to evaluate what their future is. Now, he's been saying that after losing back-to-back to the Revival, he's exploring other options potentially with them. And he believes that the Hardy Boyz might be best suited as a singles rather than a tag team going forward. But he'd like to explore more from the Hardy Boyz. We know Christian's got plenty of history with the Hardys, and he knows how great they are firsthand as a tag team. But I suppose you'd have to say Christian would also know better than anybody else if the Hardy Boyz are no longer good enough to hang with the tag teams they've got currently right now on Raw. So that's a big question right now going on for the Hardys. Can they remain at the top of the division? A win over the Usos here, I think tonight would get themselves back in that top spot. Meanwhile, it is Jimmy Uso in there right now and slamming down Matt Hardy. The Usos, we talk about them in terms of runs. I remember one point in time, I think back in season 2 or 3, where the Usos, I think they must have lost 20 or 30 matches, something ridiculous. They just lost every match they ever had. Their record for the season was appalling. So it can happen for the Usos. They're one of those teams that they can have just a string, maybe 6 months, maybe even a full season, where things just don't go right for them. But at the same time, they are also one of those teams where if things are going right, they are one of the toughest teams, perhaps one of the best tag teams right now in the world. But at the moment, I don't know where they're at. We've seen them a few times over the last few months, but not enough to really get a bit of a gauge of where they're truly at performance-wise. Their win record at the moment is just a touch above 50%. So that to me suggests that consistency is where they lack, and that's pretty evident over their performances over the last 5 seasons of Universe Mode. Very experienced tag team though, as we said, over 100 tag team matches, so that's got to really count for something for them. They've got to use a lot of experience right now to beat a very experienced team in the Hardy Boyz. The clothesline on the outside of the ring. Well, a lot of talk about Jeff Hardy and where he's at. He was pretty excellent at SummerSlam. He's been excellent for a long time, Jeff, and he's had singles success in his career. We've yet to see it in Universe Mode. I know a lot of the fans would love to see Jeff Hardy step step into the big leagues as a solo act and perhaps challenge for that WWE Championship at one point. Big splash there by Jeff. And I think that's what's got a lot of the fans excited. And that's where the speculation has truly come from. I think it has been about, well, I'd love to see Matt Hardy as a solo. I'd love to see Jeff Hardy as a solo. The fans have really liked to, really encouraged it. They've really wanted to perhaps see a change from the Hardy Boyz, considering the fact that, yes, they've been such a great tag team, but try something different! That super kick caught Jeff Hardy right on the nose. And Jeff is down, and Jimmy will not look to cover him. He will look to tag in Jay. And Jeff Hardy could be out cold. The elbow drop there by Jay. There's another one. Well, it's a big test right now for the Hardys. You've got to bounce back from a loss. And losing has been something that they have not done at all in Universe mode until they've fought the Revival. So they've got to try and find a way. What do they change? What do they do to get themselves this victory? They're going to find something. And right now, it is pretty good stuff here from the Usos. Putting it right to the Hardy Boyz. The Usos, such a great tag team. And a win against the Hardys might change their careers. It might get them back to the top. It might get them a title opportunity at the Revival. You just don't know, as Jeff's trying to crawl to Matt, but he's a long, long way away. And no signs of getting there just yet. Jay right now just stomping away on Jeff, wearing him away. And now working, oh no, he's got the arm, now the leg as well. Working away with the submission, look at the torque on that. Jeff Hardy in major trouble. That leg being wrapped up viciously here. Jeff Hardy, nowhere to go. And looks like Jay released the hold, perhaps losing his grip. But Jeff, oh my, he nearly tapped. I really feel as though Jeff was in trouble there. Matt Hardy didn't get in there to help. And Jeff Hardy could be moments away from losing this contest. Now, here we go off the top of the rope. Here comes the big splash! And that may be it. Jimmy Uso with a cover. Matt Hardy will break it up. That would have been all. That would have been the match. That would have been lights out for the Hardy Boyz. And another loss towards their record. But at the moment, Matt Hardy saves the day. Jeff's still going, and it's Jimmy in there. That big splash really working away on him as he's continuing to work on the arm as well. Looking perhaps for that submission again. The Usos just really crush those legs of yours when they get that submission in. It's lethal. It's deadly. Jeff's all about high flying. You can take that out as, oh, a double super kick. And Jeff, he'll reach out though. Jeff, with a super kick towards his own corner. Matt gets the tag. He wanted to go at the top. That's a mistake. Gets a boot though. Stops. I believe that's Jay in there from cutting him down. As now Matt Hardy with a suplex. And Jay will roll back towards the apron, using the ropes to get up. He's in a bad position here. Matt Hardy could take advantage. Will he look to do so? No, he won't. That's a mistake, but he's ready for something else instead. As he's going to pick him up, put him in the corner, and tosses him down. Well, all the talk right now is Jeff Hardy as a singles. But let's not forget about Matt Hardy as a singles with the side effect. He's got a lot of potential in his own too. Could be it! No, the shoulder just gets up. Matt Hardy lining him up now. This may be it. Oh, he's blocked perhaps the twist of fate. And now, looking with the half crab. Matt Hardy trying to crawl to the ropes, and he'll shrug him off regardless. Matt Hardy might have to try and get the match finished himself. I think Jeff's pretty hurt, and Matt Hardy with a suplex again. And Matt trying to get this crowd behind him here. Will we see the Hardy Boyz pick up an unlikely victory at this point? They've struggled throughout this contest. The Usos have been great, but can Matt Hardy get themselves back in it and take this victory? As now the clothesline, running bulldog, and the tag. Big mistake there by Matt. Couldn't allow that tag to happen, but he did. And now he flies through the air. Couple of strikes and Matt goes down. Jimmy looking to fire up. The Usos on their way back here. Oh, what a kick there by Matt. Now the elbow. Matt Hardy looking very good. And oh, I don't know if Jeff wanted that tag. Well, Jeff looked like he was a bit tired, looked beaten down. And oh no! The back body drop. Matt Hardy tagged him in regardless. And that might be a mistake, I don't know. But right now, oh no, here we go again with this submission. Wraps the arm. Now the half crab as well. Oh no. Jeff nowhere to go. It nearly got him earlier. Will it get it this time? Oh, it will. Oh, the Hardys have made a major mistake. Matt, why did you tag Jeff back in? He was not interested. Wasn't even looking at Matt. Didn't even want the tag. And the Hardys have lost again. Well, the Hardy Boyz lose. And ever since the Revival beat the Hardys, they just have not quite looked the same. Something's going on between the two. Whether they're willing to admit it or not, I think all the talk has gotten to their head. Things aren't going well. And there's our general manager backstage watching the match. And he's clearly frustrated with what he saw from the Hardys. He's not happy. He was hoping that they would beat the Usos tonight and get themselves back to their best. But it's not to be. Jimmy and Jay, with the biggest win they've had in a long time tonight, now they could be the next in line for the tag titles. Our next contest, we'll see Shinsuke Nakamura face Insurgence's brand new member, Randy Orton. Nakamura has been dealing with Insurgence for months. It began with Samoa Joe when he challenged him for the Universal Championship, and then morphed into this issue alongside Finn Balor against Elias Bobby Roode. Well, Finn and Nakamura, they faced Insurgents at SummerSlam in a tag team match. Not their night at all, as Bobby Roode was able to put away Finn Balor and pick up the victory. Nakamura took it. He was taken out of the equation, unable to really capitalize on the opportunity to take care of Insurgents, as that group just continues to get stronger and stronger. Whereas the unity between Nakamura, Finn Balor, John Cena, Braun Strowman, and others, it doesn't seem to be really progressing. Finn Balor and Nakamura, they're teaming up a little bit, but other than that, you'd really believe that there's going to be more, unity between the other guys to try and take down Insurgents, because in my opinion, unless they band together, this group will be untouchable. Randy Orton on his own tonight. He'll come to the ring and try and take care of Nakamura on his own. Randy Orton says that it was a disgrace that someone of his caliber, someone who's done what he has accomplished in his career, especially at SummerSlam here in Universe Mode, it was a disgrace that he was not on the SummerSlam card. Randy Orton expressing his frustrations with Samoa Joe, and Joe invited him to join their cause, join their mission, to take down the guys that don't deserve the opportunities that they've been given in their mind. And those guys are your John Cena's, your Braun Strowman's, Nakamura, Finn Balor, the guys that, have been against Insurgents, have been the ones that they've been targeting, and they believe that they do not deserve anything that they have been given. Randy Orton has hit Braun Strowman not once but twice with that deadly RKO. The first time was at SummerSlam, costing Strowman the match. The second time was earlier tonight. Randy Orton is a man that is not to be messed with, that is for sure. This guy has done it all here in Universe Mode. He's one of the greats. And Randy Orton tonight will have a chance to prove himself again against Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, Randy Orton, it's been a long time since he's been world champion. In fact, go back to SummerSlam, it was perhaps the beginning of the end for Orton. Back when he was WWE champion, back in season number 2. That legendary rivalry with The Rock. Orton spent all of last season, season 4 of Universe Mode, as the SmackDown Tag Team Champion Rhino. Randy was tremendous on SmackDown. Had a lot of success there as the tag champ. Come back to Raw this season. He's come back and he thought he was going to be a big name. He thought he was going to be a vocal point of the show. He thought he was going to be one of the guys in line for that Universal title. Now, Orton has had a chance. He had a fatal 4-way matchup for it, and then he was, of course, involved in a match against Finn Balor. He took care of Finn Balor on an episode of Raw, but Finn Balor took care of him on the Clash of Champions pay-per-view. It's been interesting situations ever since for the likes of Finn and others, but for Randy, it's, well, not much has been happening. Ever since that match, Randy's been out of the loop. And I think that's where the frustrations truly grew out of control, and the lack of opportunity, the lack of ring time, the lack of, well, just, notice, respect in Orton's mind. He believes he's getting none of it, and he's fed up. And Insurgence is a group that's all about that. Bobby Roode came to Raw with a big contract, lots of hype around him, but never really got a chance to truly succeed. Ever since that Drew McIntyre situation was wrapped up, Roode didn't really do a lot since. Elias never really given a chance at all. Had a couple of opportunities now recently against John Cena for the IC title without success. Of course, Finn Balor costing Elias one of those matches recently. We know Elias, he'll be very frustrated at that. Well, he's had some chances. Kevin Owens has had his chances, we know, but not a lot has been happening for them over the last year or so. It's been tough going. That's why they band together with a guy like Samoa Joe, who had his opportunities ripped away from him. He had to scratch and claw. He had to do all the hard work. He had to go through lots of leaps and bounds, all the hoops, to get to where he is now. Joe knows the struggle, and he wants to make sure the other guys that he respects around him don't have to go through the same things that he does. And look, if Joe can deliver on that promise, that's great. That's fantastic. But the fact of the matter is, Joe, I don't think he really cares about the others. I think he's just enjoying the fact that he's got 4 guys watching his back. Nakamura doing his best right now to fend off Randy Orton, and Shinsuke is a multiple-time United States champion. He would love to be Universal Champion. It's just never happened for him. As always, attempted to drop kick Orton, but swatted away by Nakamura, who hits one of his own. Yeah, it just hasn't happened for Nakamura. Not many chances, but when he's had it, it just hasn't gone his way. Nakamura, though, I believe with the right time, the right place, he will become Universal Champion. It will be a matter of time for someone of his caliber. He believes that he can get there soon. We don't have a challenger set in stone for Samoa Joe coming up at Fastlane. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. A back body drop. Down goes Orton. Of course, Fastlane, it is the Fastlane to the Survivor Series pay-per-view where, well, I tell you what, we talk about 4-on-4s, we're talking about getting a team together. Insurgence has a hell of a team right now. I'm sure that they could string together 4 guys that could be a tremendous force to be reckoned with against another team here on Raw. We talked about the unity with the other guys not involved in Insurgence. That's going to be the big issue. Is Orton up the top of the rope? Is he going to go off the top? This is not where Randy normally likes to be. It's not his bread and butter, but he's going to go for a missile dropkick off the top. I think he completely missed it, but the legs on the way down was still enough to catch Nakamura as Randy was falling down. So whilst the kick itself missed, the impact on the way down was good enough to keep Nakamura off his feet. Randy, that's not where he likes to be. That's not Randy's home. And if I was Randy Orton, I'd be avoiding that at all costs. Stick to what you know, stick to what you're good at, and Orton not doing it on that occasion. Count of 6 now by the ref. Nakamura gets Orton back in there. Shinsuke's got to do his best now to stay on top of Randy. Randy's a little bit hurt after missing the drop kick. Nakamura's got a real chance to capitalize and try and put Orton away. Back body drop, he goes down again. And Randy will continue the attack. It's met with the elbow. Well, Orton, he hit the RKO early on in the show on Braun Strowman. That might be the biggest mistake of Randy Orton's life. I don't know why Randy feels as though he's capable of taking down the monster. Randy's pretty confident in himself, but Braun Strowman's on another level right now. Braun Strowman has just been on fire. There's the crowd enjoying this match, but it's pretty evenly balanced right now. And Randy Orton, I respect him for trying to come after Braun, but Braun Strowman's a multiple-time IC champion, and I feel as though, if it wasn't for Insurgence, he probably would be Universal Champion right now. There's a kick out. Braun taken out earlier on. You have to feel as though Randy will get his. It might not be tonight, but it might be in a few weeks' time. It might even be at Fastlane. I get the feeling that that's where we're probably headed right now. The question is, if Braun Strowman's facing Orton at Fastlane, well, who's going to be facing Samoa Joe at that event? That's the big question. John Cena yet to have an opponent as well for the IC title, but Fastlane's still a number of weeks away. Now GM Christian weighing up his options and evaluating the talent tonight. That's why this match is taking place. He wanted to see if Nakamura was the right guy or if Randy Orton is the right fit. Two guys within Insurgence facing each other would be very interesting, especially with Randy Orton only just joining the group. Orton believes he's on that level. He believes that he should be champion of some sorts. Randy trying to pick up Nakamura, who's not having any of it. And Shinsuke now, into the corner he goes, and Orton saying not today, that's not happening, as now Randy with a big time clothesline into the corner. Nakamura down, Randy Orton looking to get some more momentum happening. It's about to build for Randy because he's starting to really get things together here. Nakamura's going to try and stay in the game. And that will help with that big right hand into this. Randy tossed to the other side of the ring. And now Nakamura. Are we about to see it? Shinsuke Nakamura. Here we go. Kinshasa to Randy Orton. Hooks the leg. Nakamura. No. Orton with the kick out. And that is a major statement by the Viper. Kicks out of the Kinshasa, but you get the feeling, has Nakamura done enough groundwork to put Orton away there? Randy was in pretty much control of the match. Yes, Nakamura hit a big slam into the Kinshasa, but still Randy had enough left in the tank to make sure that he could kick out. Nakamura perhaps leaving a few stones unturned there. Should have maybe done a little bit more before going for the big one. Nonetheless, Randy's to the outside of the ring, bouncing off the apron in a bit of danger. As Shinsuke is looking pretty good here. This last minute or two has been all Nakamura. Can he keep this going? And if he can, I've got no doubt that he will beat Randy Orton on this occasion. Randy's got a lot to prove. He's just joined Insurgence, who's had their successes. Kevin Owens, despite not being IC champ, has looked very good over the last couple of months since joining. And we know Bobby Roode and Elias, I truly believe they could be tag team champions in the future. They've got what it takes. As now Nakamura, back body drop. Joe, of course, is the Universal Champion, so Randy might be the odd one out at the moment. A little bit to prove, and tonight he's looking to do so. He's already taken care of Strowman twice. Now he's going to try and beat Nakamura, and Shinsuke will drop the knee off the top. But he drops to a knee himself. He can't quite capitalize. The wear and tear of this match so far coming into play. And now Randy headbutts Nakamura, but he tried and failed as Nakamura hit one of his own. And now has him against the ropes. You don't want to be there if you're Orton. Shinsuke is going to try and line him up again. Look for the Kinshasa one more time, but Orton with the shoulder block takedown. Whenever Nakamura looks like he's going to get things happening, Randy's able to find a way to shut it down. And oh no, here it comes from Randy Orton. The spike DDT using the ropes for leverage. Nakamura is down and Randy loves his work right now. Gonna drag Nakamura closer to the ring. And oh my goodness, he's here. Braun Strowman is here. And Randy will turn his attention to Strowman. Randy's going to get the hell out of there. Nakamura, he rolled outside the ring to the top to get out of the way here. And Orton with a right hand to Strowman. The referee's calling this match off. He's telling us it's a no contest. There will be no winner or loser. It's a draw. He's waving it off. It's Randy now, looking for something. He could have used the steel chair, and oh my, he's got a table. Orton has a table, and he'll whack Strowman in the head from behind with it. Well, he asked for this earlier on when he attacked Braun Strowman, and Strowman not finished with Orton yet. A blindside attack. Strowman came to fight. He brought a chair just in case something went down, and something is going down, all right. It's the chair going down on the back of Braun Strowman. Orton in control again. Braun Strowman, no matter what he does, he just can't seem to get the better of Randy Orton. Strowman inside the ring now. And Orton will follow. Nakamura getting the hell out of there, deciding that's enough for me tonight. Randy with the DDT. You get the feeling the RKO is coming. Strowman making sure that Randy does not pick up the win tonight. And speaking of DDTs, forget about the second. How about the first? The top rope into the DDT. Orton striking as the head of Strowman is spiked. And Randy is not through with him yet. RKO. The RKO from Orton. And now he'll look to put the finishing touches on this. Strowman against the table. Randy Orton has a hold of him. Here we go. Exploder. And he has exploded the table. The suplex. And my goodness, that table broke it into a million pieces. Braun Strowman laid out here. And Randy Orton has done it again. Orton heads to the top rope and poses as this crowd boos. They don't like what they're seeing. But Randy Orton has done it. And telling Strowman, if you got the guts, get up again and have some more. As he poses right next to the oh no. Strowman's getting back to his feet. How? How is he getting back to his feet? Not for long. As Orton with another RKO. Strowman through a table. 3 RKOs tonight. Randy Orton has sent a statement on behalf of Insurgence. They are not messing around. Orton lays out the monster. Well, it's a draw for Nakamura and Orton, but perhaps we'll see that match again in the future. But for right now, we can announce Ronda Rousey, she will face Ruby Riott at the upcoming Fastlane pay-per-view. It'll be Rousey's first singles match after having, I'm going to say, a pretty disappointing performance against the Riott Squad. Rousey wants to prove herself one-on-one against the Riotts. And of course, the WWE Championship is on the line. Backlash, we will see Roman Reigns take on AJ Styles, who is the current United States Champion. Champion versus champion. Can AJ Styles walk away with 2 titles? Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time for this edition of Universe Mode. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like on it. Subscribe to see more. Check out the website, BrendenPlayz.com, for more Backlash coverage. You can find out what matches have been announced so far on the website. Of course, whilst you're there, join the Discord. It's free to join, and you can join and chat about Universe Mode, wrestling in general, and much, much more with our community. We'd love to have you along. Of course, it's free to join. Link will be in the description down below. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you all in the next one.